For those who are subscribed to the channel, you'll know I absolutely love the Technics AZ80 and the AZ60s. I'd class these among one of the best true wireless earbuds on the market. Now the manufacturer has announced the EAH-AZ40M2. Now these true wireless earbuds are a little bit more affordable. In the UK, they cost between £100 to £130, while in the US they can be found for around $170. Now in this video, which has been sponsored by the manufacturer, I'll be covering everything you need to know about them. So to kick things off, let's talk about connectivity, and here I'm really pleased to say that the AZ40M2 support the highest quality LDAC codec. That means you can enjoy high-res audio playback over Bluetooth. Of course, if you have a supported device. Here you'll simply need an Android device running 8.0 Oreo or above, so that should pretty much encompass a lot of Android devices out there. Of course, you can have a Bluetooth dongle connected up to your computer or your laptop, but if you do not have this, then you'll be diverted back to the AAC or the SBC codec. The former is the best out of the two and will be the preferred use mode over an iOS device such as an iPhone. Now aside from this, the earbuds operate on Bluetooth 5.3, which is of course backwards compatible. But better still, they also have got multi-pairing capabilities, allowing you to pair up to 10 different devices, and therefore they can be stored all depending on what you're going to be using. Furthermore, you've also got Bluetooth multipoint, which will allow you to simultaneously pair up to 3 different devices. So yes, you can pair up to 10 devices, but simultaneously can be using 3 devices at once. For example, if you've got your desktop computer with a Bluetooth dongle, your laptop, and then of course your smartphone. Now the only thing to consider over here is that if you're going to be using Bluetooth multipoint, LDAC will not work when you're simultaneously using it with 3 devices. However, it will operate if you're simultaneously running it with 2 devices. So some food for thought for Android users out there. Now elsewhere, I would like to point out that the earbuds do run independently from each other. In other words, you can have the left earbud in while the right earbud is in its case, and vice versa, making it great for overall flexibility and versatility. With all of that in mind, it leads me on to sound quality. And here the earbuds house a unique acoustic chamber, a harmonizer, and a compact 6mm dynamic driver. The combination of all of this gives you a classic Technics sound signature. Now it's worth noting over here that the Technics AZ60M2s house an 8mm driver, while the most expensive Technics AZ80s house a larger 10mm driver. And undoubtedly this does have an effect in terms of the overall sound that one can get. Nonetheless, the Technics EAH-AZ40M2s have a frequency response of 20Hz to 40kHz, therefore giving you a punchy sound and one that will do well across the sound frequency range. So past all of that, let's talk about recording quality. And everything you can hear right now is coming directly from the earbuds, so I'll let you be the judge for yourselves. Now to give you a little bit of demo as to how they perform in a noisy environment, I'll be turning away from the camera, so sorry for being antisocial, and I'll be playing back some music from my bookshelf speakers. And it's from J and it's titled Like Me. I'm going to go quiet. So hopefully there you're able to pick out how the earbuds actually perform, and potentially if you look at some of the reviews that I've done of the AZ60s and the AZ80s, you'll be able to compare and contrast between them. It is worth noting that the AZ40M2s do not feature the Just My Voice function. With the recording out of the way, I would like to point out that the Technics EAH-AZ40M2s feature noise cancellation technology. And this can be toggled on or off via the app or by the touch of a button, and you can also go onto a transparency mode. You can even go onto one that gives you a little bit more attention, in other words amplifying the signals that are going around you. Useful for example when you're crossing the road, or indeed just simply have to hear your surroundings for any given reason. Now it is worth pointing out that in comparison to its more expensive siblings, the AZ60M2s or indeed the AZ80s, these do not feature the dual hybrid noise cancellation technology. So next up we get onto the Technics Audio Connect app, and through the main interface you'll be able to see the charge indicator for the left and right earbuds and the charging case, which is quite handy. You've then also got a few shortcuts. First off, you have got the ambient sound control where you can enable or disable noise cancellation, go on to ambient sound as well, and also customize between transparency or attention. It's very much depending on your own situation.
As for the sound tab, you have got a 5-band EQ, which I would highly suggest using. But of course, if you do not want this or you find it a bit daunting, you can use one of the preset EQs. For example, Direct, Bass Plus, Super Bass Plus, Vocal, Treble Plus, or Dynamic. These are preset from the manufacturer. Now elsewhere, you'll be able to see the Find Earphones or Headphones tab, and this will allow you to find earbuds, but just make sure they're not in your ear if you're ever conducting that. Now as for the settings cog, you've got far more options. First off, you can change the voice prompt language, customize the voice prompt, add a different headphone name other than the default, and then you can change the body color. For example, if you've got a different color earbud, then you don't have to have it appear in black, and therefore, for example, if you've gone for the rose gold model, you can do that as well. This will show up in the main interface. Then you can add different earphones or headphones, or use them if you've previously paired them, and also you've got that Find Headphones function again. As for the system, you can have an auto power off. In my case, I don't leave it, and I don't need it, so therefore I have left it at its default level. As for the connection mode, this is very important for those people using an Android device. You want to ensure that the LDAC is toggled on via this menu, and then that is also toggled on via your Bluetooth Android settings. Once that is done, you'll be able to use the LDAC codec. Just bear in mind, if you're doing this for the very first time, it will disconnect and reconnect the earbuds automatically, so don't worry about it. Of course, if you want to prioritize connectivity, you can go back to the SBC codec. Now, you have also got multi-point, as I did cover before, and as I only use a singular device, I only have it as disable multi-point. This is actually recommended for LDAC. If, however, you do not mind going for the best effort of LDAC, and therefore not prioritizing audio quality, you can go for 2 devices simultaneously. If you do not want that, and of course, if you're using 3 different devices, you'll have to have LDAC fully disabled. Now, aside from that, we have also got the suppression of sound interruptions and delays. I've never had a problem on the automatic preset, but should you have any issues, then you can go for one of the other settings. Now, as for the touch sensors, they can be customized. So yes, indeed, these earbuds do have some touch sensitive pads on either sides, for both the left and right earbuds, and thankfully through the app, you can actually customize it independently. You've got single tap, double tap, triple tap, and touch and hold. So yes, they can be independently adjusted from each other, and you've got quite a degree of customization. You've also got the ability to adjust it when you're on a phone call, for example, if you're receiving it, or for example, when you're during a call. You can also disable the touch operations altogether if you so wish. Now, as for the touch noise cancellation setting, it effectively means when you're toggling between the noise cancellation modes, of course, if you have said option enabled, then you can go through either noise cancellation, ambient sound, and turning off altogether, or you can disable one of the settings. For example, this is how the default is. Well, I actually quite like having the ability to switch between all 3 modes because it can be handy in certain scenarios. As for the ambient sound settings, these are very much what we touched on before, where you've got transparency and the attention mode. And then you've also got the level of background noise reduction when you're on a call. I leave it on normal, and again, I've never had a problem with this. However, if you're going to be in very noisy environments, then you might want to go on the strong preset. Then you can also select the voice assistant, which I don't personally use, but you can use Amazon Alexa, or you can also use the one that's built in with your smartphone, such as, for example, with the likes of Siri. Finally, you can have some maintenance notifications if you want them on and off, check for a user guide, get some more information about the headphones and also the application. Past the app, I would just like to point out the package contents. And here you have got a set of manuals, the earbuds and their charging case, a USB Type-C to Type-C cable, which is used for charging up the case itself, and of course, subsequently the earbuds. And then you've got a set of silicone tips. Here you've got extra small, small, medium, which are fitted on the earbuds upon delivery, and large. Now, aside from that, let's talk about battery life. And here you'll see a pretty detailed breakdown from the manufacturer. Indeed, it depends as to what codec you're using. For example, like myself, I'm using the LDAC codec, so therefore with active noise cancellation enabled, I should expect roughly 3.5 hours. With the charging case, this moves over to 12 hours. If, however, I was on an iPhone or using the AAC codec, I would expect up to 5.5 hours with noise cancellation enabled, and with a charging cable, this would give me a total playback time of 18 hours. Aside from this, I should point out that the earbuds will take you roughly 2 hours to charge from empty to full, while the charging case will take you approximately 2.5 hours. There is also quick charging capabilities thanks to the inclusion of the USB Type-C port, and therefore a quick 15-minute charge will give you approximately 1 hour of playback with active noise cancellation enabled and the AAC codec. With all that out of the way, I should point out that the earbuds just weigh in at 5 grams, making them actually quite comfortable to wear. They've also got quite an ergonomic design.
As for the charging case, it weighs in at just 35 grams and actually very easy to pocket thanks to not only its weight but also its design. Now the earbuds themselves has also got an IPX4 rating, so therefore have got water resistance to a certain degree and therefore will survive some slight water drizzles or droplets, or indeed if you're going to be sweating profusely. The charging case is understandably not water resistant, so that's just worth considering. And finally, in terms of the overall design, the earbuds are available in 3 different color finishes: silver, rose gold and black, which is the one pictured. Personally, I prefer the latter, but that is all very subjective. So there we have it. Hopefully you've enjoyed my detailed overview of the Technics EAH-AZ40M2s. I'll be curious to know what you make of these down in the comments section below, and if you would pick them over its more expensive siblings, the AZ60s or the AZ80s. Now, if you've liked this video, definitely do consider dropping a like, subscribing and hitting that bell notification, all of which would be greatly appreciated. As such, I've been Totally Dubbed and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.